Right, greetings everybody. Robin here from Courage is the Cure. It is Wednesday, the 8th of May 2024. Welcome to a Digital ID Rally Report. Before we get on with that, let's listen to Matt Finley, and this is the last half of his song, 15-Minute Cities. So here we go.
Minute City, open air containment camp. 15-minute prison, designed to keep the slaves in check. Oh shoot, my passport just turned orange. I must have spent too long talking to you.
Righty, so there we go. That was Matt Finley, the last part of his song 15-Minute City. You can go along to cafelockedout.com and press the culture tab, and Matt has some of his awesome music up there, liberated artists on culture, where we can support the wonderful work of those wonderful people. And I'm going to say good morning to the Awakened Satan within Christ on PooTube. We are streaming to PooTube this morning. My strike has been lifted. And so I thought, why not? Let's stream to PooTube this morning. Morning, Michael. I think that's probably first and last comment I'm going to read out loud without reading it first. I always get in trouble when I read out yours without having better sense first. But it always makes me laugh. Morning, Joanne. Morning, Lisa. Hi, Mel. How you doing? Rachel, very disappointing that speakers were unable to use loudspeakers in Perth. Second time this has happened. What the hell is wrong with Perth? Yes. Quite a good comment there, Rachel. I won't make a comment at the moment. Hi, Mel. Yes, I can see your name this morning. Facebook hasn't just called you a user, Facebook user, not this morning. Got your name there. Righty, so as I said, 8th of May 2024, we did have the Digital ID national rallies around Australia over the weekend. So today is going to be a special report about the Digital ID. Hi, Russell, how you going? So we can't start off Morning Rise without a funny reel, and I thought, what better than to have the Australian Digital ID System YouTube channel tell us about what they're offering us as far as digital ID is concerned. So this is straight from the horse's tooth. Can't help myself. Straight from the horse's tooth. From the Australian, what do they call themselves on YouTube? Australian Digital ID System. That's their channel name on YouTube. So here we go. Funny reel for the morning, but this is what they're offering us. Here we go.
Your hassle. Sharing your driver's license, proof of age card, passport, Medicare card, birth certificate, and address details puts all that information at risk of falling into the wrong hands. But there's a solution that makes our lives a whole lot easier and our personal info a whole lot safer. Say hello to Australia's digital ID system. It's a straightforward, safer way of verifying who you are online, putting you in control of your information and providing a secure and convenient way to access online services. Picture this. You're changing jobs, getting a new phone, or applying for a loan, so you have 3 copies of your private information stored who knows where. Good news. In the future, you'll be able to do all of this without sharing copies of your personal ID documents. Wherever you are, no long queues, no paperwork. And once you've chosen and set up a digital ID, you can use it again and again for services connected to the system. Did you know there's already a lot you can do under Australia's digital ID system? Things like using your MyGov ID to do your annual tax return or setting up your access to claim back childcare costs online. In a world where cybersecurity is top of mind, the digital ID system safeguards your personal information.
Oh, they said top of mind. Miss Jean-Pierre's made it into the Australian vernacular. Top of mind, everybody. Here we go. Top of mind. Oh.
And saves you time when you need to verify your ID online. Australia's digital ID system brings together government and industry digital IDs that meet strong privacy and security standards. This will mean more secure digital ID options for you to choose from and more ways for you to use them. So why not join some of the millions of people already verifying their ID through Australia's digital ID system?
Oh, wasn't that great? Funny reel for the morning, everyone. Top of mind. I can't believe it. I didn't actually watch the whole thing. I didn't want to have to sit through it twice. Oh, but bless the writers of that, hey? Top of mind. Morning, Max Freedom. How are you? Funnily enough, towards the latter part of the show, I'm going to be showing a little bit of Max Freedom's work that is done with 3 Steves Films out on the beat in Perth, asking people about digital ID. So there we go, everybody. Top of mind, no more long queues, no paperwork. Oh, it's just a whole bunch of convenience, isn't it? Everything in one place. Lisa, I'll keep it safe in my home and wallet, not online for hackers to use. Yep. All those sorts of things. John, hackers will get all your data now in one hit. Your Medicare number, tax file number, driver's license, bank details. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing. I'm sure it's all safe. It's all safe. There to make your life much easier. Yes, Michael, that's it. Hack me harder. Govern me harder. A new T-shirt. Hack me harder, Daddy. Yep, exactly. Righty, so let's get on with it. So as I said, Digital ID rally report this morning. Now, when I go along to rallies, I think about what is the purpose of my filming for that day, because regular rally videos can get boring and tedious for people to watch. So I always try to go there with something different in mind to do. So I saw a video. Was it last week? Because we've got all these university students occupying their campuses everywhere, blah, 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 whatever. This isn't what the show's about. But I did see this video and it did inspire me in regards to what I would be asking people at Digital ID Rally. So let's just check out this quick video. So this is from some university somewhere where they're occupying it for Free Palestine. So let's have a look at this.
Of a Palestine protest. I want to know if they actually understand why they are protesting and see if they can give me any good answers. What are you guys out here protesting for?
No comment.
Why are you guys out here today?
Speak to the organizers.
Why can't I wanted to ask you though.
Official statements from the organizers only.
In the simplest terms, why are you guys protesting? Why are you guys protesting today?
Yeah, I don't think it would be a good idea if we...
Why are you guys protesting?
Just to be a part of the cause.
And what's the cause?
Yeah, I'm not the right person to talk to either.
It's not our job to talk to. We're just here to support. We're not the spokespeople of this event. This is the wrong people to talk to.
I'm not asking for the spokesperson. I'm just asking why you guys are protesting.
This is...
Why are you guys here today?
We're not interested in speaking with you.
So there we go, everybody. Was very difficult for that young citizen journalist to get any answers from anybody. So I thought, why don't I go along to the Digital ID rally and just ask people why they're here today? Usually I ask other questions, but I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to see if we have attendees at Digital ID rally who know why they're there and can possibly articulate themselves. I wonder, do you think they were able to articulate themselves? Good morning, Miss Max Freedom. How are you, Sharon? Nice to see you here. Do you think the attendees of the National ID rally across Australia on the weekend, do you think they could have articulated themselves? Bet your bottom dollar they could. So who are we going to start with first? I ran into two fellas who had some wonderful T-shirts on, and they dislike the mainstream media just as much as I do, probably a little bit more, because they've gone to the effort of getting some fantastic shirts together, actually, I must say. So I've titled this one Media Shirt Guys, because a couple of people didn't want me to put their names in there, so I've just gone with what suits. So this is Media Shirt Guy at the Perth rally on the 5th. Here we go, everyone. I've got to get your shirt in. All right, okay. All right, so why are you here today?
I'm scared of our government and the rules are changing and the goalposts are moving and all the crap they're putting on it. They don't answer questions. You can't ask questions. We don't have a right to know. It's getting frightening with the changes of CBD and digital currencies, and the World Health Organization wanting to control our health and everything. No, enough is enough. It's time to let them know.
How do you think they're going to get people to comply?
A lot of people will just fall in line. They don't know any better, they don't read, they don't listen, because the media doesn't tell you anything anymore. It's now owned by the government and the same people that control the economy and want more power and more control. We need to stand up, otherwise they're going to trample all over us. That's simple. Wear your T-shirts, advertise.
I have to say, COVID hoax, climate crisis, lies, awesome. Fantastic shirt. Absolutely. The silent killer, isn't that true? Isn't that true? Yeah.
Anyway, we need more.
Thank you for speaking to me today. Righty, so there we go. That was the Media Shirt Guys. There was another fella that did come with the same shirt on. And, a couple of things there stand out to me. Enough is enough. Don't we know a lot of people who have had enough? That's for sure. And he was talking about people falling in line. As to my question, how do you think the government is going to get people to comply with digital ID, CBDC, all these sorts of things? And, he mentioned the media, because the media doesn't tell you anything truthful. It's completely controlled. We all know this. And once again, like we've seen through the COVID era, the mainstream media played an instrumental part in instilling fear in people. So it'll be interesting to see moving forward with digital ID whether mainstream media will use the same tactic of trying to employ fear to get people to comply. I don't know. I don't know if fear is going to work again. I think it will with a vast bunch of people, but maybe they might have to rethink it a bit. I don't know. Yes, Michael, definitely a lovely bunch of crayon snappers. Absolutely. Purely voluntary. Yeah, they'll tell those lies and say it's only voluntary until we get to a certain point, reminds me of one of Matt Finley's songs, and then they came for me, because nobody spoke up, as they did with the spicy needles. They'll say it's all voluntary until it's not, and then it's too late. Yes, Sharon, just say no. Didn't we all learn that at school? Just say no. I have to remind myself we are streaming to PooTube, and I don't want to get in trouble because I can't abide by their community guidelines safety standards. But there we go. Catherine, MP's offices on Friday with your ACA people? Question mark, question mark. Don't know, maybe. So there we go. That was one of the first fellas that I spoke to after the rally in regards to digital ID. Enough is enough. Yeah, Nettie, this is my digit. I know. I think that one you can probably rotate on as well, isn't it? Something like that. I don't know. I have no idea. No, I don't know. All righty. So who did I speak to next? I spoke to another gentleman. Had a few different things to say. So let's add him to the stage. As I said, I'm not going to say people's names. There's a couple of people that didn't want to be named, which is fine. So I've called this one the Bearded Man. Let's hear from the Bearded Man, everybody.
Expecting much as such. I was more interested in seeing who would be coming along and finding out who would be interested in protecting us against digital ID stuff going on. So yeah, I was kind of hoping it would be a younger demographic would show up, maybe a few more kids and younger adults, which is good. There's other events I've been to, there's been basically people my age and older, and that's disheartening. So I thought, all right, I'll come along, I'll put up my word. I've been listening to Senator Roberts talking about, all right, everyone's got to stand up and turn up. So okay, I'll turn up and I'll see what happens. And so yeah, that's basically why I'm here.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about One Nation? Because we always have the phrase "dump the majors," don't vote for Liberal, don't vote for Labor, Nationals or the Greens either. Do you have hopes for One Nation being able to help us with digital ID, CBDCs, all those sorts of things?
Well, they already have. So because of the stink that's been kicked up, it's been. I'd say politics is awkward and weird. So if we have any traction at all to stop the basically steamrolling that's been going on, it's all good. I mean, I contacted my senators, and of the people that actually responded, which is, I think I got two. I think it was the Greens Party responded with something that's saying something about privacy, and we like protecting privacy, which apparently is not very truthful. And one of the Labor Party senators responded, the office responded by saying, I think it was a rote letter that they have for everybody, basically saying, digital ID is great, we want it. I'm like, okay, so I'm looking forward to hearing from the actual senator. I haven't heard anything.
What's your greatest concern about digital ID?
The last 4 years. Yeah, so being given more tools with which to force us into compliance is what I'm concerned with.
It can be quite daunting for people to try and be courageous to actually speak to people. Do you have any words of wisdom to try and encourage them to have those conversations?
No wisdom myself, other than if we talk about how we go about doing this, then we can crowdsource the ideas. I think being generous and starting off small, if we start by just putting out a little bit of information, and if someone shows any interest and we show a little bit more, the tendency that I've had in the past is when I learn something I find it really powerful, I go off my rocker and I start just shoving it down people's throats. Not helpful. People tend to really freak out, and so yeah, I don't know how useful that information is other than don't do that. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for talking today.
No worries.
Right. So my friend the Bearded Man, I think he had some really interesting things to say there. Hello, Eats the Bugs from PooTube. Yeah, so he started off talking about the demographic that was there, and he was encouraged because he noticed some younger people there, which is always promising. That's one of the things I tend to look around at when we're at rallies or events or things like that to see if the youth are showing up. So it's nice to see that people are thinking about our youth and if they're attending or not. Interesting to hear that he'd written some letters off to some members. Love that word, members. And he got a couple of replies, most of them, well, 2 of them, what was it? Your standard answers, and of course we like privacy. So digital ID equals privacy. I think that might be called an oxymoron. Maybe. My conspiracy, allegedly. Anyway, and had a bit of a conversation about One Nation and how helpful they have been in his point of view. So what I really liked about Mr. Bearded Man's comments was about crowdsourcing ideas. So, if you're brave enough to have those conversations with people about digital ID, so on and so forth, that it enables us to crowdsource ideas. We always talk about crowdfunding for stuff, and getting pennies out of people or dollars out of people. But that idea of crowdsourcing ideas, I really like that. And to be careful, be gentle and start small. Don't bombard people with a whole bunch of information, because I liken it to evangelicals. When you go and speak to somebody and bash them up the side of the head with a Bible and a whole bunch of verses, people tend to walk away very quickly. And it's exactly the same with all of this information, not only to do with digital ID, but lots of other things. Exactly the same premise there. So I really liked what he said. Be gentle, start small. And don't try to evangelize anybody, because they get a bit worried, think you're a bit overzealous perhaps, and frighten them off. So start small and crowdsourcing ideas. That's what happens when people are able to have discussions, not censor themselves, like we saw with the short video of the university students who, for whatever reason, did not want to talk, many of them. So crowdsourcing ideas, that happens when we don't self-censor, we don't have censorship, enforced upon us by our leaders, governments and bureaucrats, and we do actually be brave enough to speak to our friends, family, community members, so on and so forth. Russell, that is very helpful info. No one wants to know. Morning, Donald. The banks can't let go of cash just yet. If they do, they can't keep charging card transaction fees. John, we have got to get One Nation, UAP or Libertarian in the Senate to block this. Yes, I think, I'd like to try and do a show to talk more about political parties and what position they would have to move themselves into to be effective. I'd really like to talk about that at length. Righty. Hi, Leander. How you going? Okay, and so who do we have next? The sign guy. Remember, I'm not naming anybody. So next we have the sign guy. Let me just find his video. Had a great big honking sign at the rally. It was fantastic. So here we go. The next person I spoke to at the Perth Digital ID rally on the 5th of May. This is the sign guy. Let me get your sign. All right. So why are you here today, sir? Hold your mic up to your face. Yep.
Well, basically, Australia is in great distress. Basically, we've been usurped by communist Marxists, and they want to basically destroy our way of life and just implement modern digital communist Marxist theology, basically. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so freedom, basically here for freedom, and basically defending human rights.
So they've got their infrastructure set up for points 1 to 5 there. All they need is the compliance of the public. How do you think they're going to get that?
I think the main way is to run these psyops. So look at all these stabbings that have been going on lately. Not saying that no one's been injured, but you've got things like MK Ultra, and I mean, some people might say it's a conspiracy, but something's definitely going on. Same with the whole Arab terrorism thing a number of years ago, and then it just completely stops. It goes away, especially during COVID, the pandemic period. So you can kind of get to see the dots that they connect the dots and how they run these psyops. So I think that's the main way of getting people to comply. It's basically through deceit and trickery. Most people, it seems they still haven't woken up. They're still in this hypnotic spell. So I think that's how they're doing it. And if you look at who owns Westfield Shopping Centre, then that gives you a big clue as to how they can maintain control over these events. That go on, because there's so many holes in the actual official narrative. Just take 9/11 for example. That you can pick them apart immediately. And what they are claiming is just not what's actually occurred. There's just so many holes in the story.
Righty, everybody. So that was our sign guy, big sign guy. So as we can see, speaking to it, they're quite articulate, aren't they? Somebody made a comment here. Q1, how you going? Uni students may be worried about being kicked out of their cause. Good point. But I think if they were really worried, they wouldn't attend. That's just my thoughts. But yep, fair comment. Yep. So yeah, sign guy. I think the very basic statement that he said very early on there, that he was there to defend freedom and human rights. I think there's so many things going on. Everything we can put under those two things: defend our freedom and human rights. My question in regards to having the infrastructure there, how do you get people to comply? And the sign guy talked about the psyops. In particular, he mentioned the stabbings, and one of them, which was at Westfield Shopping Centre, and we had the one in Bondi. We've had many more. Yes, we've had. They seem to be magically happening all around the states. I did make my comment about that on WTF last week, and the video's up on my page, so you can go and have a look at that. But I think it's really important that while they have these psychological operations, and as he mentioned, people do get harmed, so you're not detracting from that. People are distracted, and it would seem to me, it would be my conspiracy allegedly, that all these bills that they don't want to have any discussion about or quickly ram through, they're able to walk those down the path much more easily when people are distracted by news stories that are presented in the mainstream media. So I think I'm always very careful. I see a lot of things and people, why aren't you talking about this? Why aren't you talking about that? Because it's designed on purpose to distract us on purpose so that we forget about what's actually going on. So there we go, everybody. That's the sign guy. So the last person that I'm going to show you this morning is Michelle Kinsella. She was one of the speakers there on behalf of One Nation at the Perth rally on the 5th of May. I will be putting I don't know, will I put a longer video together for PooTube? Or maybe I'll do shorter videos. I don't know anyway, but there's more footage. So the last person we're going to hear from is Michelle Kinsella, as I said, and she did speak at the rally. There she is, wonderful Michelle Kinsella. Okay, so let's hear from Michelle.
Here today, Michelle?
Yes, I've come along today to the One Nation rally against the digital ID and the misinformation and disinformation bill. I asked could I be a speaker today because I really want to rally everybody to understand that unless we get behind one party and we all vote together united as one, and that is for One Nation, we cannot create change that we desperately need in this country. So for me, it was just a pleasure to come today and actually be able to speak to everybody. There was a great group of people for a political rally. And yep, I just want to let everybody know the only chance we have at saving our nation, making our Anzacs proud, is to get another political party in, get rid of the Labor, get rid of the lying Liberals, God, get rid of the Greens. And One Nation is the alternative for everybody that'll stand up and govern for the people. So it was absolutely fantastic to come today, and it was a great pleasure.
I've been asking people that the infrastructure there for digital ID, CBDC, all that is already there. They just need the compliance of the public. How do you think they're going to achieve that?
Well, prior to COVID, I would have said it'll be extremely difficult, but unfortunately during COVID we saw that a lot of people decided to comply with requests from the government. But in terms of digital ID, I think this is going to be different because there's no fear factor. The governments can't use any fear. So I think a lot of people are going to sit back and go, actually, no. In WA, we just had the student allowance where you could get $150 for primary school students, $250 for high school students, and people were meant to sign up to Service WA, which is a digital ID trap here in WA. A lot of people didn't do it, and I saw a lot of people sharing the paper copies. There is always an alternative, and if we choose to use the alternative and say no to digital ID prisons, I think we could defeat this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One final message for people. You were saying that everyone's quite fatigued. Do you have a message of strength and hope for people?
Wow, we're all fatigued. I've been doing this since 2017. I've driven 800 kilometres to come here for today. But at the end of the day, we've got to dig deep because our nation depends on us. And just like the Anzacs didn't lay down in the trenches and give up, we are not going to give up as Australians because we've got to win this war against our freedom, against being stuck in a digital ID prison, and to have freedom to be able to express ourselves, talk freely without any censorship whatsoever. So dig deep, people, because we're on the cusp. This is a political crisis, but we're on the cusp, and we can create the change if everybody comes together as one.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Righty, so that was Michelle Kinsella. She was, as I said, the spokesperson for Pauline Hanson's One Nation in Perth on Saturday at the rally. Yes, so she mentioned there the money that the West Australian Cook government is currently handing out to parents, $250 for high school students, $150 for primary school students. There is a way to get it without signing up for the digital ID, but as I've made mention of numerous times on Morning Rise, on the first day, Roger Cook, our Premier here in Western Australia, put a post on his Facebook page saying that on the very first day they'd had 8,000 families apply, and the paper application was not available on the first day. So 8,000 families, digital ID in one day. And I have just seen on the news that in Victoria they're planning to give students a handout as well. I haven't investigated how you are able to get that money, but I would bet your bottom dollar you got to sign up for a digital ID to get it. I can't confirm it. I haven't looked into it, but I reckon that's how they'll do it. So there we go, everybody. That was a short report on Digital ID rally here in Perth, Western Australia. Some really great articulate attendees there and speakers. In particular, as I've mentioned, the crowdsourcing ideas, I think that's fantastic. If we can be really gentle and be brave and have those conversations with people, that's how we can not only help people learn things and spread information, but also crowdsourcing ideas, as the bearded man had said. I think that's fantastic. And as Michelle said at the end there, everybody is tired, everyone is fatigued, and we need to dig deep. I know it's really difficult, and it'd be nice to think that there's people out there that can solve our problems without us having to do anything, but in my opinion, that's not the case. And if we can all do something small, whatever it might be, in your own capacity, I would implore all of you to do whatever it is that you can and dig deep, because we are right on the cusp, just as Michelle said there. Oh, thanks, Resident Troll. I just read your comment there. Yeah, I've got sticker bundles, drink coaster bundles for $15. You can send me an email, courageissecure@protonmail.com. Have a tote. Had someone buy a tote this morning as well. On my Facebook page, you can go along to Stripe on there and buy those. Thanks for that, Resident Troll. What a nice troll. So yes, there we go. Articulate bunch of wonderful freedom fighters defending freedom and human rights. So and really it all comes down to that, because digital ID, CBDC, digital fencing, geofencing, all of those things, infringes on our basic human rights. So really it all just comes down to that. So yeah, it was great to see people on the weekend. Yes, Gail, Heart Party, good point. Yes, I'll have to have a look more closely. John, Robin, all the electricity payments will require a digital ID too. Interesting. Yes. So there we go, everybody. Right, so a bit of a time for a infomercial. And because we're talking about Digital ID Rally today, the national rallies, and we've got all those censorship hags still carrying on about violent content online. I know this has kind of been mentioned already, but anyway, I'm going to show you a video infomercial from, it's a YouTube channel called 22 Minutes. This is the new ID for the Conservatives. So let's just remove Michelle. This is our infomercial. I don't know. Do you? Oh, yep. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can let me know what you think about this, because we do have Karen, Miss Julia Mom Grant, on the prowl, plus all the censorship hags. So what do you think of this, everyone?
Hi, sir. How can I help you?
I need to get a picture taken.
Oh, a passport photo?
No.
A visa?
Nope.
A citizenship?
No.
Okay, what kind of photo do you need?
It's for private stuff.
I'm sorry, what?
Need a porn ID?
A what now?
A porn ID?
Ah.
The conservatives are bringing in a porn ID.
Here it is here. Digital government ID to verify age of porn users. So, age?
49.
I'm assuming single?
Yeah.
And what types of pornography are you hoping to access?
Oh, just, boring stuff.
And what's boring?
Man, woman.
Man, woman.
Maybe throw in another woman in there sometimes.
Right. Occasional extra woman. All right, you're all set up. Let's get that photo.
Great.
And looking up here, sir, and is that the face you're gonna make?
What do you mean?
You know, when...
Oh, God. Does it really matter?
I mean, kind of. The ID has to match.
Okay, fine.
And 3, 2, 1. Oh. I want to look at that. Great. It's disgusting.
The Conservatives. We will ban everything until the only thing you can legally F in Canada is Trudeau on a flag.
So there we go, everybody. I don't know. Can we catch it on the? I hope this remains a joke. I don't know. Anyway, who cares? Whatever. We'll just leave it at that, shall we? There we go. Maybe we'll remove it. It's quite enough. Yes, Natty. I know. Yep. I know, Andrew. It's an infomercial here for, your information. Yes, pronouns ID will be difficult. Oh, that's hilarious. Pronouns ID. Yes. Okay, so let's move on to pronouns ID. They already have those on the, some franchises have their name badges and they've got their pronouns on there, don't they? Righty, so what's happening? So Major David McBride, reported about him quite a lot, had his sentencing hearing. So next week we shall hear what is going to happen with David. We also have, and if you want to watch any of those episodes about David McBride, you can go along to Robin's Hood on Rumble and check out those episodes. Last night I was blocked on Cafe Locked-Out. Diane, really? That must have been a mistake. Wow. Which show was that, Diane? So Major David McBride. We also have another key date. Let me pop this picture up here for Julian Assange. I would expect the date is still correct. 20th of May, expected Assange court hearing. So I guess we'll be hearing about his extradition. What else is happening in May? Who's posting these things here? Please don't. That's really long. I'm sorry, Stephen. That's chewed up a whole thing there, so I've deleted it. I'm sorry. Catherine, a lot of people were blocked on Chloe last night. That's very interesting. Yes, Cafe Locked-Out's video last night was banned 3 minutes when we had Sara from Japan on. It's because of the opening songs, copyrighted, and Facebook, sometimes they let you through, sometimes computer says no, and computer said no. So yes, if you want to watch that episode, go to Cafe Locked-Out on Rumble. We spoke with Sara in Japan. She's from the No Mask Party. Really great interview. Thank you for reminding me, John. What was I talking about? What else is happening in May? The World Health Organization talking about PSYOPs with the sign guy, and that they keep us all busy and that we forget about what's going on. I've just mentioned Major David McBride, Assange, and we also have the World Health Organization. They have their World Health Assembly in May with the International Health Regulation Amendments, also the Pandemic Treaty. So, I know there's all these stabbings and everything's going on and stuff in the Northern Territory. I know. But, they're going to walk all these things in if people don't pay attention. Yes, Resident Troll, that's correct. What else is happening? I've just highlighted Max Freedom's comment here. I'm going to read it out loud. Digital ID bill will be voted on in the next sitting of Parliament. Best way to fight back this Friday at your local federal MP office. Get them on camera and ask them the questions why they are ramming this through. If nothing else, get them on camera and embarrass them. Yep, very good advice there, Max Freedom. Head on down to your MP's office and ask them, why are you ramming this through? Why are you, we all know that they play party politics and they don't go against party policy, but these people need to be answerable to their constituents, and the way they're answerable is if you go down to their office and you ask them. Great comment there, Max Freedom. Righty, speaking about Max Freedom, because we've been talking about digital ID today, I thought we might I can't find the end of the comments here. Yep. We might screen the share. We haven't screened the shared this morning. Max Freedom and Three Steves Films went out on the streets a little while ago. You can find Max Freedom and Three Steves Films on YouTube. You can find Max Freedom on all the other platforms, Rumble, Instagram, X, Odyssey, BitChute, everywhere. And they were asking people on the street about digital ID. So let's screen the share. We're going to watch a little part of Max Freedom's video that he's put up. What do you think about digital ID with Three Steves Films? So let me just make sure you can see what I can see. Let's make this nice and big. And let's have a little bit of a listen here. This gentleman's going to ride off on his bicycle. And Steve, there in the red glasses, he's going to be talking to some youth. We started off with the bearded man commenting about the youth. Well, here is Three Steves Films and Max Freedom speaking to some youth on the Perth streets about digital ID.
Cheers. See you in Canada. It's free banana bread. I'm not joking. Yeah, look, I'll give it to you now. Because I'm trying to get rid of it and nobody wants it. I go, he wants some banana bread, and they go, oh, no, I'm okay.
I'll take some.
Yeah, go for it.
Thanks.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah.
Does this have any rat poison?
Probably, but
How much?
well, enough to keep the flour fresh in the factory while they're making it. Okay, so the question we're asking, and nobody knows anything about it. They've been very hush-hush about it. Last week in the Senate, they pushed through the Digital ID Bill 2023. Digital ID Bill 2023. Do you know anything about it? It's about to get probably put through the House of Representatives and made into law that there'll be everyone will get a digital ID, which then could turn into they could hook that up with the facial recognition system, with the digital currency.
I feel like a little bit about it.
Yeah, that's
Not enough to want it to be a law.
Yeah.
Not enough to want it to be a law.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I mean, they're saying it's not mandatory.
There's not like public attention.
I have no idea.
There's not.
I don't know.
It hasn't been spread.
As long as it's not mandatory, I don't really.
Well, they said this wasn't mandatory. Remember this? When you didn't need to have a vaccine pass, that was madness that you'd need a vaccine pass, right? But sort of, it turned out to be kind of mandatory.
If it's such a big law like that, I feel like, you should give everyone a bit more information about it.
Yeah, or maybe have us discuss it. I mean, the latest government seems to have been voted in by cheaper electricity prices or something. I'm not really sure, but then they've come out with the voice to parliament. They've come out with funding for Ukraine war. They've come out with now this digital ID mandates. All this.
I think they got to be more like open with everyone. I think if you're controlling, like you're ruling a country, I think you just got to help other people, tell them what's going on. I think just more information, really.
Yeah, we be transparent.
Huh?
Transparent with the rules and laws.
Yeah.
That's simple.
But when I was a kid, when I was your age, we were private individuals. We were private civilians, and the government was transparent because that's what governments are. Now that's been switched, and the government's all hush hush, and we're supposed to share all our stuff about our private lives. So, yeah, I definitely look into it anyway. But thanks for
have a look into it.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure that
I'll have to give a subscribe to your channel. What's your other content?
Yeah. What's your channel? It's called Max Freedom.
Max Freedom.
Max Freedom.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys a sub right now.
Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yeah, you too.
guys.
Thank you. Oh, we get an ad. What was that? Oh, dear me. Oh, dear me. It won't be quiet. Oh, go away. Terrible. PooTube. Isn't that great? So at the end of that, the youth checked out Max Freedom on YouTube and subscribed. Hopefully they'll find some very informative videos there which might aid them as they grow into young adults. So yeah, well done to Max Freedom and 3 Steve's Films going out there and speaking to people on the street. That video is much longer. You can go along to Max Freedom on YouTube and check it out. Yes, Rachel, maybe there's hope for our youth after all. Yeah, the one of the young fellas there said he'd like some more information. When we were interviewing Sarah last night in Japan, she was talking about the constitution in Japan. They're trying to push for that to be changed, and that people aren't looking for information about this and kind of just take it on face value. And so, yeah, I think it's kind of reminiscent of The Voice. You know, it's about the vibe and we don't get any information. And even our youth can recognize a lack of information and they want to be informed. And yet we're presented with news and investigative journalists' attempts at informing people when actually we're presented with incompetence. Now, whether that's the person they're reporting about, the level of reporting, who is presented to us, we're actually presented with incompetence. So, yeah, maybe there is hope for our youth. I think that's really great that he said we'd like some more information. That's great. That's absolutely great. And that means that they're thinking, they're questioning, they're challenging, all those sorts of things. So, yeah, fantastic. Okay, everybody. And somebody also mentioned in May, we also have the national strike happening in May. So there's a lot of things going on in May. There's also other things too that I haven't mentioned this morning. So a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on. Yeah, I think it was Catherine that put up the red flag emojis, a whole line of them. Just yes. The mainstream media think they're smart, but they're not, as we saw at Lady on Q&A. She called them out and they didn't know what to do. The mainstream media have dug their own hole and they didn't even know they were digging it. It's quite hilarious. And the wheels on the bus don't go round and round, they fall off. And you've driven yourselves into one big ditch, and it's great. Max Freedom, the young ones find the government surveillance overreach very creepy. Good. That's a relief to hear. They find it creepy. It is creepy. Golly gosh. Yeah, good. That's good to hear. That's really good. All righty, everybody. So what are we going to go? Bleh. What are we going to go out with this morning? Leander, great to see the youth is getting more information. At the end of the day, it will affect them buying a house and even just their basic rights and freedoms. Well done, Max. Awesome. So we are going to go out with the full song from Matt Finley, 15-Minute Cities. Go along to cafelocked.com, press the culture tab. Grab yourself some wonderful music by liberated artists. The USBs are also available, so you can get a number of songs uploaded to those. Not only is it great to have to play in your car, but also because it's a USB, when you go to someone's house or perhaps you're friends with a cafe owner or something like that and they have a screen in their restaurant. You can plug it into the side, and you can play the music videos, the images that go along with the songs as well. So that's great. So go along to cafelockdown.com and press the culture tab to check those out. All right, everybody. So as I said, we're going to listen to the whole song from Matt Finley, 15-Minute Cities. I hope this Friday is going to be a funny morning rise. The last one was quite a serious one. I want to have a bit of fun. So I look forward to seeing you on Friday morning rise. Fingers crossed, I'm trying to set up someone really great for Thursday night for Relentless. So cross your fingers and toes, please. I'd really like some fingers and toes crossing help with that. Would be fantastic. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, PooTube. It's nice to be back on PooTube. And I'll see you all very soon.
I'm sorry I can't talk to you, 'cause I know you're on their list. They're watching everything we do, and I can't afford another misstep. I need to visit my mother next month, and she's 16 minutes away. I'm doing everything I can to build my social score, so they will grant permission for me to knock on her front door and leave my 15-minute city open air containment camp. 15-minute prison designed to keep the slaves in check. My digital currency won't let me buy another beer. It's for my own good, you see, or some tree might disappear. I'm doing everything I can to build my social score, so they will grant permission for me to knock on her front door and leave my 15-minute city open air containment camp. 15-minute prison designed to keep the slaves in check. Oh shoot, my passport just turned